Let me tell you a story so cold, so remote, so straight up bizarre, you'd swear it was fiction. But it's not. There's a town in the Arctic, so far north the sun disappears for months at a time. A place where polar bears roam the streets, where people carry rifles to go grocery shopping, and where the ground is so frozen, it won't even let the dead rot. This place, it's called Longyearbyen. And here's the weirdest part, you're not allowed to die here. Yeah, you heard that right. If you get old, sick, or even start looking like death's creeping up on you, they make you leave. And if you do die in Longyearbyen, well, they won't bury you. But before we get to why, let's rewind, because this story gets wild. Longyearbyen is the northernmost town in the world. Literally, it's so far up, it's closer to the North Pole than it is to Norway's capital. Only about 2,500 people live there. It sits on an island called Spitsbergen, part of the Svalbard archipelago. Just chillin' in the Arctic Ocean like it's no big deal. No roads out. You either fly in, or you don't get there at all. In winter, the sun vanishes for 4 straight months. The sky is black, morning, night, lunch, whatever, just darkness. In summer, the sun never goes down. You could be walking home at 3 a.m. and it looks like noon. Sounds wild, right? That's just the beginning. Now here's where things get real freaky. Back in the day, people were buried here like anywhere else. Die, get a funeral, go in the ground. But over time, something strange started happening. The bodies, they weren't decomposing, like, at all. Decades after being buried, people were being dug up, and their bodies still had skin, hair, organs, clothes. They looked frozen in time. And that's exactly what was happening. The ground here never thaws. It's called permafrost, permanently frozen soil, nature's deep freezer. And when you bury someone in that, they stay preserved forever. At first, it was just creepy, but then it turned into something much, much worse. In the 1990s, scientists came to study some old graves, bodies buried in 1918 during the Spanish flu pandemic. They wanted to see what they could learn, and what they found scared the hell out of them. Inside one of the frozen corpses, they found the flu virus, alive. A virus that had killed 50 million people around the world, still frozen in this body, still infectious, still real. And just like that, this creepy little Arctic town became a biological time bomb. Because if one virus survived, what else could be buried under the snow? That's when the local government made the decision. No more burials, no more graves, no more death. If you were terminally ill, you had to leave. If you were too old or too sick to take care of yourself, you had to move to the mainland. If you died suddenly, in an accident, or couldn't be evacuated, your body would be kept frozen, stored, then shipped off the island later. There's no crematorium in Longyearbyen. There's no morgue. And that old cemetery, it's still there, but it hasn't taken a new body in over 70 years. It just sits there, snow-covered, empty, a graveyard full of corpses that never decayed and never left. But wait, it gets even weirder. Not far from town, buried inside a mountain, sits something that looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, also known as the Doomsday Vault. It's a high-security underground bunker filled with over 1 million seed samples from around the world. Corn, wheat, bananas, beans, anything you can grow, it's probably in there. Why? Because if the world ever goes to hell, nuclear war, climate collapse, zombie outbreak, you name it, this vault can help humanity restart. And it's not a coincidence they build it here. That same permafrost that keeps bodies frozen, yeah, it also keeps seeds viable for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. The cold protects everything, life, death, and everything in between. Now, think about that for a second. The same frozen earth that preserved a killer virus might also be the thing that saves us all. That's Longyearbyen for you, a place where birth, death, and time itself are put on pause. But there's more. You can't give birth here either. If you're pregnant, you've got to leave the island before your due date. No exceptions. Because the hospital in town is too small, too limited, not equipped for labor complications. So babies are born on the mainland. Elderly folks move away. The circle of life just skips Longyearbyen. Nobody's born there. Nobody dies there. It's like the town exists in a suspended reality, a limbo zone where nothing truly ends, and nothing begins. And yet, life goes on. People go to work, kids go to school, tourists come for the northern lights and the eerie silence. Locals carry rifles to protect themselves from polar bears. They ride snowmobiles to grab groceries. They drink beer at the northernmost pub on Earth. But under it all, they know death isn't welcome here. It's not just a town, it's a paradox. Now here's the scary part. Scientists are warning that the Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else on Earth. And when that permafrost starts to melt, all those frozen graves, all that buried disease, could thaw. Viruses locked away for 100 years could resurface. Pathogens we haven't seen in generations, things we have no immunity for could be released into the world. In Siberia, this already happened. A reindeer carcass, frozen for decades, thawed during a heat wave. It released anthrax. Dozens of people got sick. A child died. What happens if Longyearbyen's ice starts to melt? What else is down there? What's been buried and forgotten? What if the town that banned death ends up unleashing it? No one really knows. And maybe that's the creepiest part of all. Because in this tiny Arctic town, the dead don't rest. They just wait, frozen in time, waiting for the ice to crack. So next time you look at a map and see that little town way up at the top, remember what's hiding beneath it. Not just snow, not just history, but a law. A cold, quiet law that says you can't die here, because the earth won't let you go. If that just gave you chills, hit that like button. Drop a comment with "Ice never lies" if you made it this far. And if you're into weird places, creepy truths, and stories science can barely explain, make sure to subscribe. We're just getting started.